Hi, today I want to show you what is inside of the HelloFresh vegetarian box. This box is 3 meals for 2 people. I ordered it because my son is home from college and he is vegan, and I wanted to have some things here that I could whip up for him at a moment's notice, or he could cook for himself when he wants, because he tends to eat so many things that are kind of out of the freezer. I mean, fresh vegetables and all that, but you know what I mean, all the soy, fake chicken, stuff like that. And what I like is that when we've received vegetarian dishes in our regular classic box before, when I've chosen those, they've been fantastic. He's loved them. So if there's cheese in this, I'll just make it without cheese and it'll be vegan. And he was very happy. So here we go. When you open up the box, there is a little booklet here. This talks about making lemon blueberry sweet tea. Sometimes it might talk about mustards or a type of a fruit, or maybe it's fall and they talk about different ways to cook squash. I mean, it just has kind of some informational cooking type of stuff there. Then you have your pages that have your recipes. So what we have is this Jamie Oliver's baked ricotta and tomato orecchiette with broccolini, fresh oregano, and chili. We also have a, whoops, let's stick it together here, black bean and sweet potato tacos. And the last dish that'll be in here is summer succotash stuffed peppers with quinoa, feta, and basil. Then there's always a little special offers envelope, and you know, this often has wine club. Oh, here we go. $10 off of your first, you know, pet, what is this? Only natural pet, oh, I guess pet food. And this time it also has Earth Box snacks. So hey, no wine clubs in here this month. I usually toss these. Oh wait, what was that? Oh my God. It's a $100 wine voucher. Okay, that's pretty funny. I thought there wasn't going to be a wine thing in it, but anyway. So then you open it up and you have your boxes of food. I don't think, let me see if I can lift this. It's like, but anyway, I'll just lift them out. That'll be easier. And the difference between this box and the box that has meats, this has a layer I'll show you in a minute, and then there's ice blocks. In the other boxes, when there are meat items, the beef, the chicken, the shellfish, whatever, the regular fish would be under the layer of the ice blocks. But this is vegetarian, so there's no other layer. They seem to be switching over to these brown cardboard boxes because in the past they were always these white cardboard boxes. And, you know, so everything I need for the recipe is in here. So this is the black bean and sweet potato taco one. The one I took out before was the orecchiette. And then this is our summer succotash. And I will unbox these as I am cooking and show you what's inside and do the recipes. Oh, if you hear little footsteps running around, that's the dog. He loves to be in here when I'm cooking. He always hopes I will drop something. This is the layer of cardboard, and then underneath here are the ice blocks. By the way, if you save your box and your ice blocks, these make fantastic coolers on the go that you don't have to worry about getting back. So just a little hint. So this is what the box looks like, and we'll go ahead and open it up. I find it very handy to keep the box out while I'm cooking because it's great for throwing garbage in too. So we have an avocado, honey, sweet potato, corn on the cob that looks very crisp and nice. We've got ground cumin, we've got 2 cloves of garlic, tortillas, look like they are flour to me. Let's see. Oh, that's the other thing, you guys. On here, it shows all the items that you'll be getting in the box, and then on the back is the recipe with some photos to show you what you're supposed to be doing. All right, and we've got an onion, cilantro, sour cream, a lime, and we've got some organic low sodium black beans, and these are by Jack's. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is go ahead and do all the prep work so you don't have to watch me chopping things up and washing the produce and kind of the boring stuff, and I'll be right back with all that done. So here's the sweet potato. Now, I know it looks like a lot of sweet potato because I only had one, but I had extras, and I thought while I was going to roast one, I might as well roast a couple extras. I love having roasted sweet potatoes around. They're a fantastic snack. And all I did here was I drizzled some olive oil. I just sprinkled salt and pepper. I'm going to just take a couple spoons and just toss this around so they're all evenly coated. and then we will throw them into the oven to go ahead and roast. And you can do this with virtually any kind of vegetable. I did it yesterday, no, 2 days ago, for broccoli and cauliflower, and you can season them differently. I had one cookie sheet and it had the cauliflower. I used curry powder, garlic, salt, and pepper. And the broccoli, I just did salt and pepper, and of course olive oil, right? I have a little olive oil. I mean, I guess you don't have to, but it just, I think it makes it a little more yummy. And yeah, then just, you know, kind of spread things out on the cookie sheet. And then about halfway through cooking, we will go ahead and toss them again so they get evenly done. If you like your vegetables to be a little bit more charred, you can always at the end just throw them under the broiler for a few minutes, but set the timer so you don't, you know, totally burn things to a crisp. Not that that's ever happened to me. Yeah, totally has happened to me. Every time I'm like, oh, I'll just put it in for 2 minutes and take it right out. I get distracted by something, and then, you know, you got like, you know, totally charcoal that you're eating. But anyhow, so we will pop these into the oven now and go ahead and work on the rest of this recipe. While my sweet potatoes have been cooking away, I went ahead and I drained and rinsed my black beans. I went ahead and I crushed my garlic. I'm about to zest my lime here. I've also chopped my cilantro. I have taken the pit out of the avocado and I put half in this bowl because we'll be mushing it up into guacamole, and sliced up the other half. I've also taken the kernels off of the corn, and I have chopped the onion. So while I finished up the last bit of my prep here, I just wanted to tell you a little bit about the HelloFresh boxes. There are a few different types you can get now. There's the classic box, and that is where you get a variety of, there's 5 or 6 selections, and you would choose from those. You can get the classic box up to, I believe, 5 meals a week for 4 people. Or is it 5 meals a week for 2 people? I'll put the information, you know, in the down bar. But you can definitely get it 3 days a week for 4 people. And I know you can go to 4 or 5 days a week, but I believe that might be for 2 people. And then you can also do this veggie box. And the veggie box can come for 2 people or 4. And if you get it for 4, it's basically a larger box with double the ingredients. And then you can also get what's called a family box. My last video is on the family box, which is less expensive than the classic box, but you don't have choice. They send you 3 recipes. The nice thing about the classic box now is you can specify ahead of time. If you never want shellfish or fish, you can specify that. If you never want pork, if you want to avoid chicken, I mean, whatever. There's a bunch of different choices. Now, you can't say I don't want fish and I don't want pork, but you can choose one of those. So for me, my husband absolutely will not eat anything that swims. So we can't get anything at all that is fish unless, you know, I'm going to then make something separate for him. So I have specified that I never get fish, and if I want fish, I have to switch to fish. But you know, it's nice that you kind of have the flexibility now. All right, my lime is zested, and I'm going to just go ahead and cut that in half, and we can go ahead and get cooking. I lied, we have to actually juice half of this lime, so I will do that really quickly here. And then, whoops, that is not a good angle. Let me just move my zest out of my way. And then we can really start cooking. But had to get this juiced here. All right, I have a little automatic juicer thing, but it's not worth getting out for a little tiny half lime. The first thing I'm going to do is put a drizzle of olive oil in the pan and add my onions, and we'll go ahead and we'll be sauteing those for a few minutes. And if you've watched my previous videos, you'll notice this is a different pan that I'm using, and it's actually kind of cool. It was sent to me by a company to try out. It's called Starfrit, the company. Oops, those are the sweet potatoes. One sec. So the company's called Starfrit, and they sent it to me. This is not a sponsored video or anything. They just sent me the pan. That's what I got out of it. And I said, sure, I'd try it. And I wouldn't have used it in the video if I didn't like it. But it's really cool because, well, here, let me show you up close for a minute. It's got this finish on it. It's like a rock, and it's supposed to last longer than other non-stick pans. And I have to say, it browns beautifully. It cleans up super well. You can't put it in the dishwasher. So if I can't put it in the dishwasher, I'm a sad person, because every once in a while something just gets too gooey. But the weird thing is, I haven't needed to put it in the dishwasher. It does say you can ruin its finish, you know, like the pretty shiny, you know, bottom and stuff if you do put it in the dishwasher. But I mean, you could do it if you wanted to. You didn't mind ruining your finish. But the cool thing is that it cleans up like a dream. You don't really ever need to put it in. And I've made a couple pretty gooey, cheesy things in here. And they also say, what was the other thing? Yeah, the way that the metal is put into this coating, it, you know, is more even and all that. But all I can say is it works really well and I like it. Also, it has a 10-year warranty and it's not supposed to warp. So I'm really glad that they sent it to me, and I've been enjoying it. I've been using it for about 2 or 3 weeks. So I do have some history with this thing in that it actually works. And my kids have used it and nobody wrecked it or has scratched it. So I like this pan. All right, the next thing we're going to do after these onions are done is we're going to season them with salt and pepper, add the corn and the garlic and half of the black beans. I need to seal this one. I love sweet potatoes, so good. My daughter doesn't like them. I don't know how she doesn't like them. Maybe it'll be an acquired taste when she's older. I know there are a lot of things that I didn't like as a child that I love now. I hated bell peppers. Till I was like 30 years old, I hated bell peppers. Now I love them. Okay, let's add our corn. Oh shoot, I forgot the salt and pepper. Hang on, let me grab that. Do that real quick. Pepper, pepper, pepper. A little bit of salt. Let's get half of our beans. Cutest colander you've ever seen. Kind of bought it because it was just so tiny. I thought it was adorable. Okay, so now we are supposed to just saute this for about 3 to 4 more minutes. Adding the garlic in with our corn and our beans and onions. I think Grant is going to love this. While this continues to saute, I'm going to just take half of the tortillas because Grant's the only one eating tonight, and if he wants some more, I can always heat more. And I'm just going to fold them up with some foil, and then I'm going to throw them in the oven just to get nice and warm. Then we will finish our taco filling. Popcorn. Okay, so now I'm going to add the juice of half of a lime. I'm going to add in the ground cumin. It's really nice. It's all measured out for you. And I'm going to add the sweet potatoes. Now, remember, I made a lot more sweet potatoes than I needed to, so I'm just going to add in about 1/3 because I added 2 more sweet potatoes to this, so that probably looks about right. I've been munching on some while sauteing. And now, let's get this a little bit mixed up. I'm going to add the honey. Now, Grant does eat honey. For some reason, that is the one animal product. Garrett, what you doing? Dog's making noise over there. That he's okay with. So, go ahead and put that in. Yummy, yummy. Oh, also, you know what? If you guys are ever getting this for 4, just take a look here while this honey drips out of here. It does tell you here for 2 people or 4 people, but one thing I want to point out is that it doesn't talk about the water. I've called them and I've emailed them and told them they need to put water, because if we're making something with rice, this recipe is generally for 2, and then you would know to double everything if you're cooking for 4. But when it's water, which is something you supply, generally you supply salt, pepper, water, olive oil, maybe sugar and butter, and I think that's about it. Everything else comes in these kits. But they don't put the water. So if someone weren't thinking about it or didn't realize that, oh gee, I'm using a cup of rice, so, you know, I need to use, 2 cups of water, whereas if someone was cooking for 1 and had a half cup of rice, and they told them to use 1 cup of water, you've got to double that. So make sure to check on that if you're cooking anything with water and you're doing a recipe for 4. If you're doing for 2, you're in good shape. Okay, now we're just going to salt and pepper this a bit, now that we've got it kind of combined. Then I will grab a fork real quick and taste this to make sure I don't need any more salt. I'd rather go a little lighter, than have too much salt. All right, I'm going to grab a spoon. and see what this tastes like. Whoops. Mmm. That is absolutely delicious. I don't care if you're vegetarian or not. Yum. All right, I'm gonna turn this off. Set it aside. And now we are going to make our avocado line crema. Now, the only thing about this is Grant won't eat sour cream. So what I'm supposed to do is mash the avocado with 4 tablespoons of sour cream, remaining lime juice, and lime zest, and then season to taste with salt and pepper. What I'm going to do is just do that, but I'm going to omit the sour cream. So, be right back to do that. Grant is now in the background here. Hey G, I'm kind of finishing your dinner on... No, you can be here. Anyway, sorry, he was just doing something on his phone. So I've just put the lime zest in here with the avocado, and I'm going to add the lime juice. I am omitting the sour cream, but normally this would make more because you're adding 4 tablespoons of sour cream to it. And then I just need to add some salt and pepper. It's always been amazing to me how HelloFresh can get us really nicely ripened avocados. They always do. I don't know how to do that. All right, so a little salt and a little pepper. And I think I'm just using the cilantro actually when we serve it. I don't think it goes in here. Let me just double check. Oops, left the recipe over here. Nope, that's it. Cilantro does not go in here. Now we will assemble our tacos and feed Grant, who's sitting here starving. Let me grab the tortillas out of the oven.
Please.
Let's go ahead and make a plate of these for Grant, and then he can tell us what he thinks. So I'm going to start by putting guacamole in each of these, just a little bit. Let's put that here where you can see better, and let me zoom in a bit. Put some filling in. Oh, Grant, I'm just making you 3, but there is enough for 6 of these if you're still hungry, or if you want them for lunch tomorrow, or whatever. Okay, so there's our filling. I'll put some avocados on. Look how pretty. And last but not least, we will be all fancy and add a little bit of cilantro. All right. Now let's make them look like the picture. I think ours look a lot fatter than the picture. I need this little holder like they have at Cheesecake Factory. Okay, well, my presentation is not the best here. So, there's the picture. There's the real thing. And let's see how Grant likes them. So, this is Grant. He's going to taste test and tell us if it's a thumbs up or...
Really good.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Really good? So Grant's munching away. He really likes them. I'm really happy because it's so nice to have...
Grant's seal of approval.
Awesome. Yay. And, you know, he actually has pretty good taste in food. He just, you know, doesn't just eat whatever. I mean, he's not picky. He will eat anything, but he does like lots of flavor. So for him to really like it and be chowing down like this, it must be good. So see you tomorrow with the next recipe. Today we're going to make the summer succotash stuffed peppers. And let me show you what's in the box. We've got white quinoa. We've got a couple bell peppers. We've got a tomato and some basil, green onion, concentrated vegetable stock, peas, fresh corn on the cob, and feta. The first thing I did was I cleaned my bell peppers. I went ahead and drizzled olive oil on them, salt and pepper, and I've thrown them in the oven to roast. While the bell peppers are cooking, I'm taking 1.5 cups of water, putting it in this small pot. Then I'm going to add the vegetable stock. And then we're going to turn on the stove here and let this come to a boil. We'll be making our quinoa in here. So we've got our stock and water boiling. We're going to go ahead and add our quinoa and then let that simmer for about 20 minutes. So let me add this in here. bit of a stir. And I'm going to turn this down a bit. And let it cook. While the quinoa is cooking, I have gone ahead and I've seeded and cored the tomato and then chopped it up, sliced up my green onion, removed the corn kernels from the corn cob, and I have diced the always wonderful basil. So you can see that the vegetables are getting really nice and soft, and you're seeing some color change on the corn here, so looks like we're about ready to go to the next step here. But real quick, I just want to check my quinoa, which, yep, looks like that's done too. Just going to kind of check it with a fork here. Yep, looks like it's finished. Just turn that off, set that aside. This is smelling delicious. Now I'm going to stir in half the basil. Looks like about half. And then we're going to go ahead and add some salt and pepper to this. Stir it up. And that part's done. Now we're going to finish up our quinoa. We're going to just add a drizzle of olive oil. Get this on and drop it. It's a little drizzle. And then we will go ahead and add in the rest of the scallions and the basil. And you know, when I sauteed those vegetables, I could have just used olive oil instead of the butter, but I was kind of trying to stay true to the recipe. And I'm also kind of curious to see how it'll, you know, work out with the faux butter. You know, they've got now so many different kinds. There's organic ones, there's just the Smart Beet, or, you know, whatever those brands are. They're kind of, you know, glorified margarine. But it looks like there are more healthy types out there than there used to be back when it was just basically whipped up oil. So that is all done. And now we're going to season this with salt and pepper also. Now we're going to go ahead and stuff the peppers. Let's go ahead and plate this. We'll take half the quinoa, make a nice little bed here. All right, put one of each of these, and then we will add our summer succotash filling, which is really good. I kind of snuck a bite of it a little while ago and it was delicious. All right, let's fill you up here. You know, I have to say, their recipes are so good. I could be vegetarian eating this. I mean, they're so flavorful. Here are the 2 plates. 1, 2. All right, so we're all done. I will go get Grant to come and try this.
All right, so there's feta cheese, but I don't eat cheese, so let's give this a try.
They really make it easy to be vegan because the cheese is kind of always sprinkled on top-ish, so very glad. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Now, what did you like better? Yesterday's, the tacos, or this? Or they even, or I mean,
I think they're even because they're totally different, you know? Like, one's like kind of a sweet but rich, like, I don't know. I like them both a lot, so it'd be kind of hard to judge.
Good.
But, I mean, now they're more bad at all. They're really good.
Bon appetit. Hey, I'm back to cook the last vegetarian meal. Now, this is actually out of my next box that I received because things got crazy and I just could not make that last one on camera, drag everything out with the lights and the camera and all that. I just cooked it because we had to eat and get going. So this is the last item. It's the Israeli couscous bowl with feta herb veggies and crispy chickpeas. So this is what we'll be making tonight for our last vegetarian dish. I'll start by showing you what's in the box. We've got green onions, zucchini, 2 packages of True Rebel tomatoes, some garbanzo beans. We've got our couscous, of course. Kind of funny, it was just in Cusco, and I almost called it couscous. Well, actually, before we left, I was saying couscous instead of Cusco, but then I was in Cusco and talking about couscous, and I was calling couscous. Anyway, I'm just going to stop. Some feta cheese, vegetable stock, and what are these spices? They are hot smoked paprika packets. So to start out, as usual, I'm going to wash and dry all of the produce, and then I have to dice my zucchini, have my tomatoes, slice my scallions, drain and rinse my chickpeas. So I'll go do all that prep work and be right back. I've halved the tomatoes and I've cut up the zucchini. I'm going to go ahead and put it onto this baking sheet. Whoops, I don't lose all my tomatoes here. And then I'm going to drizzle some olive oil on here, toss it, add some salt and pepper, and put it into the oven. So here goes my drizzle of olive oil. And I'll just gently toss this a bit to coat all of the vegetables with the olive oil. I'm being very messy today. I'll just sprinkle with some salt. I like sea salt. And let's get some pepper on here. And we can always add more salt and pepper later if we think that it needs it. Let's toss a little bit more. I usually coat the vegetables first with the oil and then I add the salt and pepper so that it sticks to them better. It'll stick to the oil better than it just sticks to the vegetable by itself. So it's more even that way, I think. I'll just kind of flatten this all out. And we'll pop this in the oven. I drained and rinsed the chickpeas, and now I'm going to go ahead and drizzle some olive oil on them just like I did the vegetables, and then some salt and pepper so we can roast them. This looks like a yummy snack. I might have to make more of these some other time just to munch on. I just love chickpeas, garbanzo beans, whatever you call them. So I'll just toss them around a little bit here. And if you watch my videos before, I always put foil down because I hate cleaning off cookie sheets. So this way, worst case, a little something gets on there, but you're not having to sit there and scrub, because I don't like to usually put them through the dishwasher because these are those air ones that, you know, there's kind of another little layer, and sometimes they get weird if you put them in the dishwasher. So I'm going to put those in the oven now and let those roast. Now I'm melting 2 tablespoons of butter in here, and then we're going to go ahead and add the couscous and just toss it around a bit for 2 or 3 minutes until it's kind of browned. There's 1 pack of that. And there's the other pack. So I'll just saute this a little bit. And then I'm going to go ahead and add the stock concentrate and some water. And then we will cook this. Okay, so these have gotten nice and toasty. They're kind of golden brown looking. Whoops. I'm just making a mess of everything tonight. And now I'm going to go ahead and add in the water. Whoa. Turn this down a bit. I'm going to add the vegetable stock. There's 1. And there's the other one. The dog wants to go out, so he's grunting over there. 1 sec, Scouty. Now I'm going to cover this and put it on low heat on a smaller burner and let it cook for about, let's see, 10 to 12 minutes. Okay, you guys, I heard something weird going on, and the chickpeas are exploding in there. Like, honestly, one almost took my eye out. Be careful when you roast your chickpeas. Oh my God. So I took the vegetables out of the oven now, and we need to add half of our scallions, just the whites, into this as a cook. Keep our greens separated and just pop these puppies in. Give those a little stir. So put the lid back on this and let it cook a little longer. Here are our roasted chickpeas, and I just snacked on one and they are delicious. I would highly recommend this as a snack. So just salt, pepper, paprika, and olive oil. Yum. Now the couscous should be finished. Now that the couscous is ready, we're supposed to stir in half of our roasted vegetables. So go ahead and I'll add that in. Mix that up. This looks delicious. Now we're seasoning with salt and pepper. gonna go ahead and add the feta cheese in here. Give that a stir. And now we're ready to plate. Just put some of this on a plate. And we can add some more vegetables on top. And they said to put a handful of our roasted chickpeas and some scallion greens. So there we have it, all done. Now to taste it. Okay, so let's try this. I hear the dog crunching over there. Whenever I eat, he tends to want to eat. Oh, in case you're wondering why I added the cheese to this when my son's vegan, he went back to college, so I get to eat this, well, me and the rest of the family. Oh my gosh, I love this. Wow. Okay, so I'm not even a vegetarian, but I could eat vegetarian off of the meals that they send. They've been really, really good. The smokiness of the paprika off of the little garbanzo beans and the onion taste really make this a winner. I'd highly recommend downloading this recipe, whether you get HelloFresh or not, because this is super, super good. So I'm really happy with Vegetarian Box. Grant's been loving it as I've been getting it throughout the summer. That's why I wanted to film it. And I really think you kind of can't go wrong. So the dog crunching, he's so funny. Oh, and if I seemed a little bit scattered during this filming, the Olympics are on, and in between stuff I've been having the Olympics on, so it's been kind of a little crazy filming, in case I didn't seem quite as on it as usual. But you know, I love the Olympics, and you know, it's only every couple of years we get to watch them. Anyway, I hope that this video was helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day or evening wherever you are. Oh, and if you have any questions, just ask below and I'll answer.